Hi there. There's been some interesting labour market population data out today. There's been a significant surge in net inward migration into the UK. Interesting from a whole wide variety of perspectives. I just thought I'd comment a little bit about the data and what it shows. So total long-term immigration, that's people expected to stay more than 12 months into the UK in the year to June, was an estimated 1.1 million. That's a huge figure, really large figure, certainly compared even to previous years. The net migration, that's the difference between the number of people coming into a country and those leaving, obviously also climbed, as you'd expect. It was 504,000 people arriving long-term to the UK than departing. So these are significant numbers. But I think in large part that the jump in net inward migration is probably caused by some special factors at play. First of all, COVID restrictions between countries across borders have been relaxed, not always, but there are now many more students coming back to the UK to study here for 1, 2, 3 years, possibly postgraduates as well, instead of maybe studying online. So thousands of students have returned to the UK, and of course they get picked up by the data. So in that sense, it's a return to normality. And of course, we've also had lots of political upheaval. Thousands of Ukrainians have come to the UK, and families being supported by communities across Britain. More people now arriving from Hong Kong as the UK government provides a visa support scheme. And of course, go back to the summer of 2021 into the autumn of 2021, we had the Afghan resettlement program following the fall of Afghanistan to the Taliban. So there are some special factors at play. By the way, the data I'm going to show you in a minute does not include the people who try to cross the channel in boats and things. I think that's about 30,000 in total in the last year. So here's the data. I just want to build this up slide by slide. So this shows net migration of people coming into the UK from outside the European Union, and you can see a substantial climb in the last year or so. Don't forget, the Brexit referendum was 2016, and the UK eventually left the European Union single market in December 2020. And what we have seen, by the way, is a kind of switchback effect. Migration from the European Union has fallen, but migration from outside the EU has gone up quite substantially. If we add in the fact that there's actually been a net inward migration of British nationals, perhaps coming back to the UK. That's the grey area. But if we also include European migration, now that is now net negative. So there are more people who are leaving the UK, who are resident in the European Union, than are coming to work and live in the UK. Obviously, as that's a result of the change in the immigration rules post-Brexit, because of course the UK has left the European Union single market, which guaranteed free movement of labour, and now a new transitional arrangement is in place. So hopefully you get a feel here that the vast, overwhelming cause of the big rise in migration just in the last year or so, in the year to June, has been caused by a rise in non-EU migration. The long-term numbers I've just summarised for you here. So we've gone from, if we go back to the summer of 2020, wow, the middle of the first wave of the pandemic, 88,000 in the year to June. 2 years later, it's now up to 504,000. But I reiterate, assuming the average, the long-term average is 250, 300,000, let's say, there are clearly some special factors at play here. The Office of National Statistics is at pains to point out that it's really hard at the moment to accurately calibrate how many people are coming in and coming out. Pandemics, wars, changing Brexit regulations, changing COVID restrictions and things. Lots of moving parts just at the moment. So it will take a while for the migration data to settle down. What we can say is that leaving the European Union does not mean necessarily a fall in migration. What it does mean is that the migration may come from other parts of the world economy. Hopefully that was a useful look at the data. Take care, stay positive, stay happy. See you soon.